Welcome to As the Lock Turns, where we talk to locksmiths and industry insiders about all things locksmithing to help you keep your customers safe, one door at a time. Hey everybody, welcome to As the Lock Turns podcast. I am your host, Cory Conklin. I'm the owner of Tarriverlock and Key, based in Eastern North Carolina. And for episode 1, I just want to discuss why would I want to start a locksmith podcast? Well, it's relatively simple. As a locksmith, I'm in my car for sometimes a couple of hours a week. And as I'm in the car, I love listening to podcasts so that I can expand my knowledge and understanding of things. But I have found that there are very few locksmith-focused podcasts on the market. Hence, let's start a podcast, As the Lock Turns podcast. Now, what I want to do with this podcast is I'll do individual shows by myself where I'll discuss various topics and so forth based upon my background and so forth. But I also will have various guests on. Some of those guests will be manufacturers. I want to bring in people to discuss their products, especially as new products are introduced to the marketplace to allow you to understand what's available to help you in your business and to help better service your customers. Obviously with that, some of those manufacturers are one massive owner and lots of different companies underneath that umbrella. And my goal will be to talk with various people within many of these organizations to discuss the various products and services that they offer. Also, talk to distributors. Obviously, there is a multitude of distributors from coast to coast, and some of them focus on or specialize in various product lines and so forth. So whether it's automotive, commercial, and or even a further niche within specific markets, and to find out, well, what do they offer that maybe you're not going to find with other distributors and so forth, and how they can best help you. I also want to have on other locksmiths, people who have been doing this for years that know a whole lot more than I do. I mean, I have lots of questions, and I want to pick their brains on, well, how did they get into, first of all, their particular field of locksmithing, whether it's residential, commercial, automotive, safe cracking, something I've watched, I've seen, I've never done myself, and to be able to ask them questions, better understand how to do those particular trades within the locksmithing trade, to better help myself, and then in turn to better help you service your customers. Also, I'd love to have various schools come on and or organizations who have training and so forth for locksmiths. Obviously, one of the first ones that may come off at the top of your head would be Aloha and the many classes that they offer. But also there are, in many cases, smaller schools that all they do is offer locksmithing classes, and or organizations such as I'm a member of the North Carolina Locksmith Association, and we have quarterly meetings where we do training. And even if you're not a member, you can still pay to take some of the training so you can get your continuing education credits if you're in a state that requires that. State licensing is another thing that will be a topic we'll discuss. Some states require it, some states don't. So that's another subject, for example, that we would discuss. Also, product reviews that maybe I have used, bring on other people to discuss the various products that they have used to give you a broader understanding of what's available out there. As I got started back into locksmithing, I had done it years ago and had taken a different direction in business and so forth. So when I got back into it, I had no clue what was on the market. And it was interesting trying to figure out, well, if I want to get into automotive, what should I look for? If I want to get into more commercial, there's no one good spot to get a lot of this information. I want to try to keep that information here within this podcast to help people who are maybe trying to get started or want to branch out into other avenues of locksmithing. Then that's a really big nutshell of what the whole purpose between As the Lock Turns podcast is going to be. It's to help give you the product and knowledge you need to better serve your customers so that you can not only save time, but you can also increase your profits, and to help keep your customers and clients safe one door at a time. That's it. That's why we're starting the As the Lock Turns podcast, a one-spot shop for you to get all the information you need to help you better service your customers and clients. Thanks for tuning in. Looking forward to talking to you as we go on this journey together. Thanks.